Hi, in this video, we're going to talk about how to get your first ad out and going. So once we've given you access to ManyChat, that means that we have completed the bot setup and you have then went in and did all your bot fields. Now it's time to do your ad. Now, what I want to talk about is what's called growth tools. So if you go to ManyChat.com and you go over here to what's called growth tools, the reason they call it growth tools is it's different ways to be able to get people to subscribe to your list, to grow your list, okay? So you're going to see a typical growth tool number 4 indicated in there. That is the test lead that we did when we set up your campaign, okay? So what you want to do is we want to always post with a minimum of 4 links per campaign. Right? So if we're doing the renters to homeowners campaign, then we want to do that with a minimum of 4 links. So the first thing that I like to do is go over here. I like to name this growth tool the campaign so I know what it is for future purposes. So basically, we're going to create a link. So when someone clicks on that link in the ad, it's then going to trigger Gizmo the bot to start the sequences. So if you go over here and click on the growth tool, it's going to pop up. And I like to go ahead and just rename this Renters to Homeowners, RTH number 1, because that's the ad that we're going to start with, is the Renters to Homeowner campaign. Now, make sure that it says add subscriber to sequence the realtors, renters to homeowners. Now, if this happens to be blank for any reason, then you're just going to take your mouse and you're going to click on it, and then you're going to scroll down to realtors, renters to homeowners, and then make sure that you hit save. And then you're going to hit next, and then you're going to have a URL out here, okay? You want to copy this URL to the clipboard because we're going to use a program called Spintax. We're going to talk about that here in a few minutes, but I'm going to head on over there, and this is the link that you're going to put that first messenger reference URL into. Now we're going to go back to our growth tools, and we want to duplicate that process. So we're going to go back and we're going to click on widgets. And then I want to duplicate this. So I'm going to go to the gear icon, and then I'm going to go duplicate. And I'm actually going to do that until I have a total of 4. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I like to go in here and just change this number, hit save, and go to setup, and then grab that link. And then head back over to the Spintax and put it there. Let's repeat that process for this one. So we're going to make it number 3. And then we're going to hit save. Then we're going to go over to setup, and we're going to copy it to the clipboard. Then we're going to go back over here, and we're going to paste it there. And we're going to do that one more time. We'll go over to widgets. We're going to go here, and we're going to name this 4. We're going to hit save. We're going to grab the URL to the clipboard, and we'll go over here and we're going to put it there. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to click this button right here called Generate Spintax. And what it's going to do is going to give you a code. Now, we're going to copy and paste this code in 1 second. But what I want you to do from here is I want you to go to your poster. Now, when you get into your poster, you're going to see that there is a green bar that says this is your first post. You can also find that in the course, and you can also find it on Facebook. Once you've loaded your first post, feel free to hit the X button to get out of it. But I want to put it up here so you know where to find it. Now notice it says at the bottom you need to put your Spintax link here. So just so you make sure you get everything, I want you to highlight the whole thing, and I want you to copy it, and we're going to go down here and we're going to paste. Now, there's a couple adjustments that you have to make. The first adjustment is we need to change your name here. So obviously put your name. Now, if your state requires that you are indicate which company that you're with, then make sure that you modify this ad to say which company that you're with. And I typically do that at the end. For this demonstration purposes, I will do it at the end so you see. So I would put it right here. Now, I want to delete all of this right here, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here to that spin tax, and I'm going to highlight this whole thing. And then I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to paste it right there. Now, let me explain to you what spin tax is and why we're doing this. The purpose behind this is we're trying to make each ad look unique as it's posted on Facebook. If you're posting the same ad over and over again, Facebook's algorithm, they're going to pick up on it. Okay, so spin tax helps avoid that. It doesn't avoid it entirely, but for the most part, it does a pretty darn good job. I want you to look up here at two things. You see, it looks kind of jumbled. It says seeking, wanting, looking for. And then there's another bracket that says renters, people who are renting, etc., throughout the entire message. Now, what I want you to do now is I want you to look over here on this side right here. It doesn't look jumbled because every time the poster creates a post, it's going to change one of those words to make a new post. So as an example, look on the right-hand side right now where it says post preview and stare at it. Look what happens in 3, 2, 1. See how it changed? Let's do it again. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. So every time it posts, it's going to make a different variation, and then it's going to choose one of those 4 growth tools that we used. So we're going to maximize the chance that every ad looks individual and unique. Now, make sure when you're posting with that growth tool that you get this bracket right here with spin tax, and that this bracket's intact. So if you're over here and you forget to highlight this bracket, then there's going to be a problem. You got to make sure you highlight the whole thing, and then the poster, and make sure that you post the whole entire thing. Now, one of the things I like to do to make sure that we have a solid connection is the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save this post. Okay, and I'll save this post as demo post. If you don't save the post, you're going to lose your work. We don't want that to happen. So the first thing we're doing, we're going to save the post. Now, what I like to do is make sure that we have a good connection. It's like to go here and I like to choose one of the groups that I post to. And then I'm going to go up here and I'm going to click the Send Now button. Now, if it says View Post, then that means I have a good connection with Facebook and that post went out. So you can click on the post if you want to, and it's going to pull up the actual ad. You might want to do that just to kind of make sure everything looks okay. Just to let you know, this little code here on the bottom, don't worry about that. It's a feature that we have in there to try to make each post look even more unique. So if someone goes in here and clicks on this right here, then it's going to start engaging the bot. So I know that we have a good connection. So our next step is for me to choose the groups that I want to post in. So what I would do is I would go here and I would choose these 40 groups. Now, if you're just starting, okay, I highly recommend that you only do 20 groups, not 40. So if you have them clumped together in 20, great. If you have them clumped together in 40, then remove 20 of them by going down here and unselecting 20 of them. The reason is because if you normally don't post a lot on Facebook and now all of a sudden you're posting 40 times a day, that could be a red flag. and they could potentially put you in Facebook timeout, and we don't want that. So we're wanting to warm up Facebook into your tolerance level of posting, and we can creep it up every time we do it set. So once you've selected the number of groups that you want to post to, whether that be 20, 40, or less, then you go over here, you're going to click on Schedule Post. Now, by default, I made it so you cannot post more than one ad every 45 minutes. If you want to be safe, then let's increase that, right? 45 seemed to be a safe zone. I can do it every second. That's obviously going to get you in Facebook timeout pretty quick. But I like to set it somewhere between like 60 and 68 minutes, 70 minutes, somewhere around there, right? So there's no rhyme to reason, but every time that you make a change, what I mean by that is every time you post a new ad or restart a campaign, make sure you change this number. We don't want Facebook picking up on any type of normalcy or any patterns that we're doing, okay? So as long as your Facebook account is connected to the poster, you're going to see the app that we're connected with. It should say Facebook for Android or Facebook for iPhone. If not, you need to reconnect your poster. Now, what I want to do is I want to go here and I want to randomize a post. So what I like to do is somewhere between 3 and 5 posts. I'd alternate every now and then. I want this thing to take a break for 2 to 3 hours. If you're just starting off, do a 3-hour break. So basically what's going to happen is it's going to make a post to one of those 40 groups. It's going to wait 66 minutes. It's going to post again. And then it's going to do it again. And then again until it gets to 5 posts in the group. And then it's going to pause for 3 hours. So it's going to do group 1, and then group 2, and then group 3, group 4, so on and so forth. So if you do it this way, it really stays underneath Facebook's radar. Now, once you're happy with your settings, go ahead and click on Save the Schedule, and you'll get a green bar if everything is successful. Then what you do is you go over here to Publishing, and then click on Scheduled Posts, and you're going to see that you have posts that are going out. Now, this is the one that I just did, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that so I don't have 2 posts going out simultaneously. See, right now, you only want to have 1 poster working. These 2 sets have been completed. If you have 2 working simultaneously, that is a quick way to get yourself into Facebook jail. Now, if you want to check the status of these posts to see if they're going out, at any time you come to the poster and you go to Home and then go to Publishing, then go to Scheduled Posts, and you'll see this page here. Now, you'll see it says In Progress. If you ever see a warning sign here, a little bell that has a 1 number to it or a 2, that means that something is wrong and you need to check your ads. And it's possible that Facebook lost the connection to the poster. It happens from time to time. But if you want to see your post, all you've got to do is go here and click on View Log. If you click on View Log, it's going to show you the post that went out. Now, you see here there's a couple of error messages. This one says permissions on. That means the admin had kicked me out of the group and not allowing me to post. So I'm going to go in and delete this group. I'm going to go in and delete this group from my poster. Now, some of these, there is Facebook errors and we can't control. Normally, when you have a setting like this, that means that there was a connection error with Facebook and we just can't control it. Okay, so as long as you have blue bars that say View Post, then you can click on it and you can find your post. And now, actually, this is a good point. All right, so look at this one. All right, so this one is the Madison Exchange, and I have 6 pending posts. So all these posts that I've done way back in November, they haven't approved any of the posts, which is a pretty good indication that there's not an admin that's actively working this page. So Candice Rains is not really working this page. So anyways, that's how you go into the poster and you get your first post out. Now, after your first post, this is very important, okay? You want to let this thing rest for a minimum of 48 hours. You're probably going to get more leads than you can handle to begin with. So at any time, if you're feeling overwhelmed, then go over here to publishing, go to scheduled post, and then pause. Hit the pause button to stop any new ads from going out. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to continue to get leads because you've got all those old posts out there, right? It just means that the poster is not going to give you any new ads. So anytime, all you have to do is go in here and hit the button again when you're ready for some fresh leads, guys. So I hope that was helpful. That's everything that you need to know in order to get your first ad out. If you are stuck for any reason or you feel a little bit overwhelmed, feel free to initiate a chat support and we'll help you out just as quick as we can. Thank you so much, guys.